since we moved to our new place, my step count has gone actually from an average 8,000.
Wow. To an average 12.
To an average 12.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
I know. Crazy, isn't it?
You know, I mean, again, James Clear, direct quote, change your environment, change your life.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. So true.
Like,
I get the dogs helped, obviously.
Yeah. Well, so that's another environmental change, though.
Yeah.
Like, which is super, for me, it's living on the hill. Like my floors, I mean, it's like I'm 24 floors on average now. I used to be like 10 to 15.
Yeah.
It's like just living on the hill I live on.
Mine was a lot less because I had one level apartment. Never need to take stairs. On level 10, so I didn't really take the stairs up.
Yeah.
When we lived on level 2, I would always take the stairs up.
Yeah.
Because it's one level.
Yeah, it's one level, right? It's like,
When we moved to level 10, the lift up.
Yeah.
And now we've got 3 levels in our house plus the hill on our road. So the other day I was going for breakfast and Aman asked me to go to the hardware store and he left a nail like in the house.
Yeah.
I went all the way down the hill, realised I'd forgotten the nail, had to walk all the way back up again.
And then back to the hardware store.
Yeah. And then obviously again to go back home.
But amazing.
But I was like, actually, at least I got my steps in and I got my hill count and my elevation. So that was pretty decent.
I love that though. Like, and I also think like, you know, back to like people's expectations. I get like, I had a client, she'd be like, I could never meet 10,000 steps, whatever. And she was like, I took a short walk and it was only 1,000 steps. And I wanted to be like, what is short to you? Is it 3 minutes? Like what, you know, when she's like, when I say I took a short walk, I mean 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, if she only got 1,000 steps, like how short was that walk?
Yeah.
And then how did that even register as a walk to her? You know, like I took a short walk. Did you just walk outside your house and walk back in? Like, how is it only 1,000 steps for a short walk? Like, I don't even understand. Like, I don't know. Like, I take my kids to school and back, and that's my first 3,000 steps of the day, and that's like just to our little school and back. It's not like a whole.
I'll get
commute.
1,000 roughly, maybe a little bit more than 1,000. Parking at the HDB, walking each of them to their classroom, and then back to the car again.
Yes, like you literally drove and got more than her walk. I was like, you know, like I think people's expectations of taking a walk, like it can't be a minute or 2 minutes. Like that's just daily activities, right? That's just ADLs, if you will, activities of daily life.
I remember when we first moved here, though, I'd ask someone, can I walk from Orchard Road MRT to Somerset MRT? Oh, it's far. Never. I'm like, really? Is it far? It's like one stop.
Correct.
But people don't walk here. This is
why. And perceptions of far. Exactly. Like anything that's one bus stop or one MRT stop is not far.
No,
like that's
I know.
Still like the MRTs I think are maximum 1 kilometer apart. And that's like in the, like as the crow flies or whatever, you know? So anyway.
I mean, I'd rather walk. I mean, you can actually get from Orchard to Somerset pretty much underground. So if it's an aircon issue, you can still...
You can just walk through Wisma Atria and like all those places, like under Nean City.
Yeah. I'd rather do that than wait for a bloody train and then be cramped on a train. Like, I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate standing still.
Same.
Whether it's in traffic, whether it's just standing waiting for something, I'd rather walk and just get, even if it takes longer.
Yeah.
I want to
be on the worst feeling in the world, just missing the train. So then you know you have a 5-minute stand.
I know.
You're like, no, I would have just kept walking. Like, Okay, so we talk about our main topic for today.
Yes.
Okay, so we talk about the cutting edge, pressing, hard edge issues here on the Forties Formula. Today is not that day. So today we're going to chat about something that I think all of us in our 40s actually do want to talk about. And there isn't necessarily a forum to do it, which is how do you keep your shit looking good after a certain age, right? Like, how do you take care of your hair, your nails, your skin, your body? Like,
it's fucking hard.
It's freaking hard. It's hard. It's an investment. And it's like, why do we have to pretend like we aren't doing it? Like, why can't we say this is exactly what I'm doing to kind of, keep everything held together as much as possible?
So if I was to put it in order, eyelashes are pretty much number 1 for me.
Okay.
And I tell you why.
Tell me why.
I feel like I look bald without them.
Which is funny coming from someone with dark hair. Because I always feel like dark hair people have a leg up on not looking bald.
I don't know. I look at myself and I feel naked. I feel like something's missing. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. And which is why we never record when I haven't done my eyelashes.
Yeah, let's not be. And I think that's actually very Asian also. Like, I think a lot of the Asian audience would agree with you. Like, lashes are the difference between put together and not.
Yeah, I can easily go without makeup.
Yeah.
I just need to now make sure my eyelashes are done.
Yeah.
I went through a phase of trying to do grey blending, but now I'm like, it's making me look older. So I thought, right, back to the roots. So that's probably another thing.
Yeah.
Pedicures. I may not get a manicure.
Yeah.
Because I'm always using my hands and the nails always chip and I'm just like, fucking hell, it looks awful.
Yeah.
But I will always get a pedicure done.
Yeah.
Obviously things like gym and stuff go without saying.
Yeah.
You know, like but if we're talking about purely aesthetics.
Purely like things that aren't necessary for your long-term health.
Eyebrow threading.
Like you could live without eyelashes, you could live without your hair looking a certain way, but yeah.
Eyebrow threading.
Yeah.
So actually I think it would be eyelashes, eyebrows. All right, I'm going to put it out of there, upper lip.
Yeah, okay, hey. Again, this is what this episode is for. Like, these are the realness.
Dark hair.
Yes.
Obviously, you know, like shaving and shit, because you live in Singapore, you're always wearing shorts. So that's obviously going to be there. Which I probably didn't do as often when we were in England because I would be legs covered.
Well, and I'm, as a blonde, like, you don't know what's going on down there. Like, I actually take the liberty of not shaving as much because you don't see it. Like, you'd have to be in direct sunlight where, like, because it kind of looks like glitteriness, but also is hair. So you'd have to be really
glow.
You'd have to be really looking tough. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's makeup is probably like far down on the list for me. And I only make a special effort when, I don't know, either I'm recording or I'm going somewhere.
Yeah.
Even a lot of the time, even when I am going somewhere, I probably don't bother with makeup.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's me, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, again, I don't do eyelashes.
Yeah.
I do eyebrows, but again, as a blonde, it's not the most pressing, like...
But you've had microblading done, right?
Yes. So, again, which I think technically what I've had done is, like, called powder brows or eyebrow tattooing. Like, there's all these different names for Korean brows, right? Korean 3D fade. I don't know, like, even what it is.
Okay, I was just about to ask you.
Yeah, maybe we need to call back Kelly and be like, hey, what is this called? But it's definitely, like, a shading that I get. I don't get the individual hairs because, again, I don't have enough individual hairs where that would look natural.
Okay.
Right? Like, I feel like you could get microbladed if you don't need it. But I'm saying, like, because you have hairs that you can comb and look at.
Okay,
Like, I just have, like, fuzz that then they kind of tattooed over, and that game changer for just, like, how the face looks, you know? For me, again, the Botox is huge, huge, huge. I have killed my skin with the sun. And that's, like, I would say my biggest regret in my 40s now is that I did not ever use sun protection as a kid.
I still don't.
Okay, I don't know.
Is it Asian skin?
I think honestly part of it, yes, right?
Yeah, maybe.
But it's like, because white people's skin is super thin, number one. So it's like we're already losing collagen by like the boatload, right? Plus we get the freckles. Plus, we get the sagging. And especially, again, if you've gained and lost 50 pounds 3 times, like that will take a massive toll on your jowls, on like just everything, your face shape.
Yeah.
Like,
tell me about it.
Yeah. Like, it's just, yeah. So for me, I would say like the Botox and then Profilo is my other thing.
What's Profilo?
Profilo is like, it's an injectable hyaluronic acid. So it's not technically a filler, though it is made of the same things fillers made of, right? And there's like 10 injection points. So a few years back, and even still, these were called skin boosters.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard that term, like skin boosters,
Yeah.
but it used to be like 100 little injections around your face, like
Is
this,
that
like
as
a
part
halo.
of a facial, or is it more?
I mean, an intense facial,
Okay.
that's where they're giving you 100 jabs. I had it once, and I remember telling my husband, never again.
Okay.
Like 100 jabs
Yeah.
in the circumference of my face, never again. Right?
I hate needles, so I wouldn't even get one jab.
Yeah, right. Like 10 is already like, we're already pushing it with 10,
Yeah.
or maybe it's 8, whatever. There's like just like specific injection sites. But what I love about it is that it lasts for a year.
Amazing.
And it really transforms the surface of your skin. So it's like, it's not like a filler where like you put it in and then that's where it is,
Okay.
right? It's like, it just makes your entire skin a better texture
Nice.
for a while. Like plumper, shinier, glowier.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
But it's needles.
It's needles, girl.
Yeah.
And this is, and again, you know, since we're being real on this episode, like it's a cannula. So it's a giant needle.
Oh my God.
And then like the stuff goes in so you can like feel your skin expanding where the cannula is injected. It's, you know, it's not an easy procedure. Although again, if you're okay with needles, it's just like annoying.
Do you get bruised afterwards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, if your skin's as thin as mine, you get bruised with everything.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you touch my face with a makeup brush and it's like, oh, is that a little bruise? It might be. But yeah, so like the injectables I think are like massive for me because just my collagen and the skin damage is just like two things that I could have worked harder on as a youth. So if you somehow are a youth listening to this, if you're a Gen Z person, take the F care of your skin. Don't go in the sun and drink alcohol. Drink water and stay in the shade. No,
Hydrate.
Hydrate, and like also just, do everything for your natural collagen. Because again, Tyler will be the first person, my husband will be the first person to always say, like, we don't eat enough chicken feet and connective tissues and all those collagen-rich foods.
Okay, so when I first met my husband, he eats a chicken wing.
Yeah.
He eats the chicken wing.
Like,
he will eat like everything.
Like it's just a thin little bone.
It's just
right?
a bone left.
That's
Like he
Tyler
will
too.
put it in his mouth. And I used to, save my bones for him. I'll be like, it sounds really weird, right?
Yeah.
But basically, it's in, I would eat my chicken. He'd be like, there's so much shit on there. You've left so much.
Oh my gosh.
I will eat this. And now it's gotten to the point where I have turned into him.
Yeah.
Now he's like, you don't leave anything on the bone for me.
Yeah.
So do you do the same now?
I don't. I'm still terrible. And he's constantly telling me how terrible I am because I'll still leave the collagen-rich.
Yeah, I eat the cartilage now.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just become one of those things. I'm like, I just do it.
I can't. That feeling, even one little piece of cartilage, if I get it accidentally, I can't handle it. Like I have to spit it out. Like I know it's the good part, but I can't do it. As far as I can go is like the collagen hot pot at Beauty in the Pot.
Yeah.
That's
I know exactly what you mean, but I used to buy you can get the frozen packets from the supermarket.
Yeah.
So I have been using that in, like if I'm making rice or if I'm making spaghetti bolagnese, I'll use that instead of stock.
Oh, that's smart. That's actually very smart because that's like secret collagen that you don't have to chew on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I can't stand.
I'm kind of got into it now. So I'm all right with
speaking
it.
of the collagen and Profilo and weight loss and all this stuff thing, so there's this new thing that I might try, still haven't committed, because yet again, with the 3 weight gains and losses and being an older mom and blah, 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 I have so much loose skin on my midsection. Like what I can think is an outrageous amount.
I've got FUPA.
Yeah. Okay.
I said it.
Did you see Emily Oster's thing about the FUPA?
No.
Do you know who Emily Oster is,
No.
right? Okay. So Emily Oster is the author of Crib Sheet. She's the author of... she just released a new book about when things go wrong, but she's the parenting data expert.
Okay.
So she has a membership called Parent Data.
Okay.
And you pay for it, very inexpensive, but you pay for it, and then you get basically the up-to-date, research-backed answers to super common questions.
Oh, isn't this the lady that you're sending me?
Yes, Jillian
okay.
Goddard.
Yes,
Jillian Goddard is her partner. She does the perimenopause half.
Yes.
Emily Oster does like the kids and baby half, right? So she just released a whole thing about the FUPA.
Tell me.
Is there science behind FUPA? And like how do you get rid of it? First,
Paul's like, what's a FUPA?
Would you like to? Okay, this is going to be a great game. Paul, what do you think FUPA might stand for? FUPA. It's an acronym. What do you think? Just like give it a shot in the dark on a woman's physicality.
I don't know, like face or something.
I like face.
I prefer face.
Yeah, face is good.
FUPA. FUPA. No idea.
Oh, bless your heart. So, FUPA. So I will tell you the nice version.
Yes,
and
please.
Then do you think the not nice version?
Maybe just say
Okay.
it.
So in Emily Oster's data, it's the fat upper pubic area.
Yeah.
But that's not what I have heard it refers to as. I've heard it the fat upper pussy area.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Okay, like that. But it's like right above the pubic area, and it's just like a flap.
The overhang.
The overhang. Yes. Yeah. And so, yeah. And so men can technically have a FUPA, it just because they also have a pubic bone.
Yes.
But the other term I think is more what women think of. And she was saying basically it's 4 things, right? So it's C-sections, right? And it's it's just where the scar, the scar healed, and just segmenting 2 parts of where. Second thing is just excess body fat.
Yeah, that's another one.
Third thing is excess skin.
Oh, I've got all 3 of them.
And fourth thing is age.
Oh,
just the way that gravity settles your sex-specific fat area.
Yeah.
Right? So she's saying it's literally surgery. If you have a FUPA that is so concerning that it's like you just have to.
Yeah, I know. I've looked into all methods and I know that surgery, but then.
Diastasis. Sorry, I didn't. Diastasis recti. Also,
yes.
Sorry.
Again, that's another thing.
Yeah.
I think basically all of those reasons of why I have it, and I know that surgery is the only way. But then the thought of going under
for just that.
Just that.
Yeah.
Going through, like, you know, it's a traumatic experience again, for like physically, you know, I don't, it could be mentally, but physically it's trauma again, like cutting you open, getting rid of all that shit, going on antibiotics. I'm like, do I really want to screw with my body any more than it's already been screwed with? I don't know.
Well, I have a client who did the thing which sounds really glamorous in theory, right? So she, on her last C-section, knew it was her last C-section, so got the tummy tuck then and there, right? Like,
But is it worth it at that time?
Well, here's what I'll say, right? So a couple things. First of all, her stomach is miraculously flat. I mean flat like a piece of paper, like a board, you know, like, because it's taut.
Yeah.
Right? Like a natural flat stomach, like,
is not.
It moves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is like, it's taut like a drum, like the skin of a drum.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is this client has not super great control of her core. Because, you know, back to our Ozempic thing, right? Because when your stomach is flat, visibly, you tend to stop doing the core work as much because you get the aesthetic that you want without the work behind it, right? So she actually has pretty poor core engagement. She doesn't have a ton of mobility in the core, like because the skin is so tight. She doesn't have a great deal of flexion extension. She doesn't have a great deal of rotation, and her lower back suffers because of it. So my, you know, again, back to the like shortcuts to get things, like they're not always as great as you think.
Yeah.
You know, because then you tend to skip the work that actually gets the thing. And again, I would rather have a strong core and a FUPA than a tummy tuck and back pain. That's, I mean, that's just my personal choice. Like there's
back pain's the worst.
Yeah,
so.
right? Like I wouldn't be going for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so back to the whole thing. I might get the Profilo injection in my stomach to see if it can regenerate some of the collagen of that area. But to be honestly fair, I think it's too far gone. Like I just think with my age and the size of the stomach that it was, like I just don't think it can go.
And 3 pregnancies, right? So it's not like
rapid fire.
Yeah.
Like I just don't think it can go back.
Yeah.
I am not confident it will work. So.
Oh, well, you know. I mean, the thing is, I feel like you put in so much effort with everything else that you're doing. It's showing everywhere else. Like, guys, if you don't know, Amanda has the most amazing shoulders.
Thank you. I will appreciate that. But although that is nature's gift, you know, that is less a training stimulus.
But you still train.
Gift. But yeah,
you definitely train
I still
for
train
those.
them. But I mean, it's definitely not like the main focus of my training. Okay, that is our 20-minute gap. So, but just to wrap this up, I think it's really important that women talk about what they do, what they want to do, and feel open with what they want to do. I can't tell you how many people come into the clinic and pay cash for their aesthetic procedures
because they're
hiding from their husband. Like, come on, ladies. Like, it is 2024. Own what you want to do with your body and do it. Put your money behind it. You don't need to hide behind cash to get a couple of units of Botox to make your frown line go away. Like, let us be real with like how non-judgmental that needs to be.
Just a really quick one though. What do you think of the lips when people get their lips done?
I mean, I've had my lips done.
Have you?
I just do it super naturally so no one...
See?
Yeah.
I would never have known.
Thank you. But you would notice if they were super thin and I looked old. I think the thing with aesthetics is like you should do it so that no one would ever notice, if that makes sense. Like they just notice that you don't look old and shitty.
Okay.
Like they don't say, wow, your lips are so big. They're just not small. Or like, oh, your face is, so Botox frozen. No, it's just not super full of wrinkles. It's just like...
There you go. Amanda has nailed it.
That's the new paradigm. It's like, it's just the absence of aging rather than looking specifically made up.
Amazing.
There we go.
So guys, just own it.